Hello there, and welcome to the Fish Tank Barn. Banana worms, microworms, and Walter worms are a great, easy, small live food for your small aquarium fish and fry. Since they are significantly smaller than baby brine shrimp, they make a great first food source for small fry, which makes them a great live food culture to start with if you're just starting to get into live foods. So let's go ahead and get started putting our cultures together. Let's go ahead and get started setting up our cultures. Here's what we're going to need. First off, you're going to need your starter cultures. I picked up starter cultures of Walter worms, banana worms, and microworms from a local swap. You will also need whole grain baby cereal, as this will be the food for your cultures. But you can also use mashed potatoes or oatmeal. I have a mixing bowl, as well as 3 spoons, one for each type of worm so we don't cross-contaminate. I also have some dechlorinated tap water in a water bottle and some deli containers to house the worms. Finally, I have some filter floss, whose use I'll discuss as we go along. Now it's time to start putting together our baby food mixture. As you're mixing the water in, you want to try to get this somewhat thicker than pancake batter. As you can see in the clip here, I keep adding the water until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. Once you are happy with the consistency, you can go ahead and distribute it into the deli cups. I decided to start with the Walter worm culture and use the spoon to distribute the culture amongst the 2 deli cups. The last step in this process is to make a hole in the lid of the deli cup to allow for some airflow, and then fill the hole with filter floss so nothing can get into your culture. I went ahead and did the same process for all 3 cultures and then added them to a shelf. I labeled each culture with the name and the date that I set it up. We'll go ahead and let these sit for a while and then revisit them once they're ready to feed. So now that we have our culture going, let's talk a little bit more about these types of worms. These worms are called nematodes, or roundworms, and range from 1 to 3 millimeters in length and 50 to 100 microns in diameter, making them a little bit larger than vinegar eels. For comparison, newly hatched baby brine shrimp are 450 microns. They reach maturity at 3 to 4 days old and can produce 3 to 1,000 young in their lifetime, depending on the species. Banana worms are the smallest of these types of worms and reproduce at the quickest rate. Walter worms will fall in the middle in terms of size and rate of reproduction. Despite their name, microworms are the largest of these types of worms and reproduce at the slowest rate. It's been about a week now, and we can start harvesting the worms. You can tell that it's time to harvest the worms because you can see them crawling up the sides of the container like you see here in the video. So let's go ahead and open the container, and you can see that there are thousands of worms moving around in the culture. To harvest them, you'll just need to run your finger along the side of the container, trying not to get any of the baby cereal on your hand. Once you have a good amount of the worms on your finger, you can just go ahead and put your finger in the tank and let your fish enjoy. I decided to feed these Stan Schuba blue delta guppies since there are quite a few fry in the tank. As you can see, the guppies are really enjoying the Walter worms. I'm going to go ahead and keep this culture going for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then I'm going to restart the culture again using the methods that we did earlier. I think that culturing these foods is a really great food source for your small fry and fish, especially for fry that are too small for baby brine shrimp. If you are inclined to try live foods, I would highly recommend giving any of these worms a try. It's easy, inexpensive, and a great way to feed your small fish. At the end here, I'll go ahead and put up a playlist of my other live food culture videos, as well as my last fish room tour. So with that, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.